I think we need a medical system where we understand that we made ourselves sick and so that we can make ourselves better. It's not that there's something, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's something wrong with us in the sense that we're now expressing physical manifestations of something that has been wrong for a really long time, but what is not working inside the body. And as like it's a message to get better. And that's absolutely possible to get better, but you're like having people that are ending up with like terminal illnesses of like cancer and that, and their immediate thing right away is like, okay, now we're done kind of thing. And it's like, no, like you, if we had a healthcare system that was supportive of, what is it that's making you sick, and have people on board right away that are here to help with the psychological aspects of it. The physical, yes, like change the diet, get frequency medicine, take the rest, reduce your stress. But that there's also going to be people there that understand that these things happen at an energetic and a spiritual level before they even manifest into the physical. So as long as the physical body is taken care of, the physical body is very simple. Like as soon as it's wired for optimism. So as soon as it's getting care, it's absorbing it, it feels it, and it's regenerative. It's the mind that plays the tricks on us, and so it would be helpful to have somebody that, all these different pieces and all these different holistic approaches to what belief system are you harboring about yourself or about other people. What trapped emotions are you anchoring into the body and not releasing, like resentment and anger, and bitterness. That is every single form of cancer is linked to one or three of those emotions that are usually stuck in the body. And so that then after a while it's just like sits there and it's repressed and it's not being released, it's not being talked about, it's not being understood, it's not being like handled. It just starts to manifest into metastasize into cancer in the body. And so I'm looking forward to a healthcare system where we have all of these different types of individuals that are working together. We have people that understand how to even bridge the gap between, this realm and the unseen realm and the energetic realm. People that have psychic, intuitive abilities that can tap into the subconscious mind, that can see things that, that are possibly even stuck in your soul cycles. You know, things that are passed down through generations, family lineage stuff. This just made me think that, there's this really powerful program on the Healy where it will scan you and go deep into the emotional, and spiritual and sort of limiting belief type wounds that you have around a specific topic, and then it will identify whether that there's a belief system, and it'll say what this belief system is that you've inherited from your parents, your grandparents, or ancestors, or if it's like a karmic soul sort of reincarnation type theme that you're learning, your soul is moving through. So it's a really, really cool program on the Healy that will actually tell you this information. But of course, there's people like me and other psychic intuitive healers and shamans and that they can also see into a person's energetic blueprint and say, this isn't working. There's so many different modalities that if we're utilizing them, if they were to be covered under they will definitely be covered under the new healthcare system that I'm envisioning for the new earth. They can tell, that you have something in your energetic field. So do something about it then before it comes into your physical body. I once went for a magnet, biofield magnet tuning, and the lady said, there's a growth or something that was like in the left breast, but she's like, it hasn't made its way into the physical body yet, but I can sense it in the energetic realm. And so she got rid of it. She did, her magnets, and then got rid of that. So there's many, many different ways to tell when we start to widen the spectrum and we start to like utilize people that are looking at the energetic component of it, and not just like feeding, not just treating the physical body, let alone like feeding the physical body more poison in a ways to like, yeah, what are they even doing with chronic illness? But yeah, that's how I envision the future healthcare system being, is that they're going to have a lot of these different types of people, that are not doctors in the old fashioned sense, which, I mean, honestly, If you're a doctor, like, good for you, but if you're just very, very institutionalized by like an entire system that has been infiltrated from the top down, from the Rothschilds, they infiltrated the entire system to manipulate it so that people are dependent on the pharmaceutical industry. It goes so deep. And so, like, congratulations, if you are a GM or a doctor, like, it's just good for you, but you have been very institutionalized to fit a certain model that these crazy psychopaths want us to play within our limit, because they definitely want to suppress us. And when we finally break through out of all of that, we are going to be able to utilize all of these different people. And so all the different light workers that are on the planet right now, that are like sort of straddling this line between like their matrix job and their passion, their true passion, keep going, because you are going to be needed in the future. I'm getting tons and tons and tons of downloads lately about how light workers are going to be able to be used. Like, it is our time to shine, because for years, like centuries, they burned the witches at the stake. If you were a mystic or a spiritual person, you were always poor. You always got the bare minimum, and you were, crazy, all the things. But you definitely weren't, the wealth transfer was definitely not in your favor, and you were fringe, right? And always kind of struggling. It's like, it's the struggling artist kind of thing. So in the future, we are going to need the healing arts, right? And so I've been getting tons of downloads about people that are spiritual entrepreneurs right now that are getting visions of how much better things can be. They have already gone through the process of identifying and seeing what they really don't like, what they're seeing that's broken in the systems, and what they really don't like. They've already gone through that process and identifying it and grieving it and being upset that we don't have that. And now they're starting to like think about, okay, well, like, what can I do? Like, what it can I do? And then they also would simultaneously awaken through this process that they actually have a consciousness, that their consciousness, they can use their consciousness by to create the future by giving these ideas time. 17 seconds, that's all it takes. 17 seconds for you to think a thought, and then it takes 17 seconds for the winds to start swirling around in the quantum realm and start building what you're thinking about. It adds momentum to it. So there, people are figuring out that with their conscious attention alone to something that has not yet manifested yet, they are the ones that are creating that. And there's tons of people that are doing that right now. There's tons of people that have gotten to this point. There's also tons of people that are just waking up now, being like, out of sheer desperation, a lot of people are like, there has to be a better way than like what's going on right now, because I'm spread so thin that I can't give any more to the system, and the system is not supporting me. No matter how much I give of myself, I just can't give any more. And so those people are now just coming online and being like, there has to be a better way. And there's other people that have already figured out, yeah, there's a better way, baby. Like, we create everything through manifestation, and we are conscious creators, and we are actually using our conscious attention. So we sit down and we meditate and we visualize what we want, and we on like in our life, like in our microcosm, but also on the macrocosm for the rest of the world, where we're collectively building what the new Earth paradigm looks like. And people have ideas about the healthcare system. People have ideas about freedom. People have ideas about travel and mobility and decentralized banking, and like all of these different things, the education system. Like, there's people in every single industry that have had enough exposure to contrast where they're like, I don't like this anymore, something has to change. And they've gone through that grieving process that I was talking about, and now they're like, now what do we do? So there's really new fresh ideas that are being bubbled up in a lot of the light workers right now. There are some people that are still completely stuck in the doom and gloom. They really do believe that we are headed towards like mass destruction, that we're going to just be, further and further enslaved. And it's a really dark timeline for those people, but they're consciously choosing that timeline. And the you can create anything that you want, and this timeline or that timeline and anything in between. But collectively, you see how it's kind of going to, like, the people that are simultaneously creating all of their own timelines. There's going to be blended common denominators between the larger samples of people that are all collectively giving their thought and energy and frequency to a central idea. And so, in essence, it kind of goes to, like, do people believe that they're going to go down like a really dark timeline, or do people believe that the future for humanity is really bright? We're just in the process of creating it right now. Holy crap, rant.